Welcome to Living Chassidus. Together, let's live the Chassidus we learn.
Morning, everybody, and welcome to Chassidus in the morning. 15 minutes to Mitzvah Hashem change our lives. We'll start by giving some tzedakah, and we're going to daven as we've been davening the whole time. And I was learning Mitzvah Hashem, the Zchus of our learning, and our internalizing of the messages of the maamer of Kuntres. And this whole series is in honor of the soldiers and the Yidden in Eretz Yisroel and even the hostages. Unfortunately, are still in captivity. And we're going to focus on today on Keshet ben Natalya. Mitzvah Hashem, Keshet ben Natalya should be free, healthy, safe, and all the positive words. And ultimately, we should have Mashiach. And also, lastly, we should daven for the soldiers, and specifically Zchus of Yosef Yitzchak ben Simcha. A friend of mine that he's in Gaza right now. Actually, just before the Shiur, I saw some photos that his wife posted of him in Gaza that he sent or whatever. So yeah, pretty crazy stuff. Anyway, Mitzvah in the Zchus of our learning, he should be safe. So let's continue. I'm just going to go back a little bit, like a few lines, just after the end of the paragraph. We're on page 163, finishing off the parak base of maamer Yud. So we have altogether 28 maamerim. So we're slowly getting there. That's the topic's going to change a little bit. Anyway, let's go. So the phase move on. So according to this, understood the neshamas Yisrael shemekabim al yidei Torah mitzvos, the neshamas of a yid that receives through Torah mitzvos. Mibechinas pnimi v'seidish dashalus, that we get from the pnimi and the seidish dashalus, meaning coming from the organized, that it has to be defined what you do way, that it's not just a makif like klipas tzachar. It's coming from the pnimius and atzmus and the essence, which is actually way higher than the makif elyon. Meaning, on one hand, you have the makif elyon, which is this makif, it surrounds, it's not internalized, and that's what the klippa can receive from. And this is what a yid that sins thinks he can get from a little bit. But this is called makif elyon. But what we're saying is that before what we said, it looked like makif elyon is like on this level, and then when you do a mitzvah or you receive, a yid receiving has to be through seidish dashalus, which is on a lower level than makif. So a person doesn't have error, or the person fools himself thinking, I can get from makif elyon and I'll be good, and it's even higher and I can get more and it'll be great. So what we're saying is really the that's through the Torah mitzvahs is actually on a high level of the makif elyon. So how is that? And there's another advantage. Another big contrast is that not just that we receive from ultimately a deeper place, but also it's united with us. Because the when they raise themselves up, to receive from this higher level makif, which before we made it felt that this was a very high level. The light doesn't unite with them, God forbid. Because holiness doesn't mix in with mundane, with profane, with things that are against kedusha. And specifically, this is makif. The light is totally separated from them, from klipas tzachar. Ultimately, we're talking about kedusha and holiness. And holiness doesn't get along with klipas tzachar. And the klipas tzachar have no shaychus, no relationship, no connection to this light. Meaning, like the example of the banquet we had with the mashal of the banquet. It could be someone, is a waiter and goes to get some food, but that's not at all the intent. And it's not like you wouldn't say that they gain much from the whole banquet. It's like the Kuntres HaShluchim, you have thousands of people, and there's a guy in the kitchen eating the food. So he says, "Oh, look, I'm so good. I get to eat same food as them." So it's like, yeah, but like this whole thing is not for you. You're totally not connected to this whole situation. And you'd be foolish to think that you're getting everything. You're not getting, yeah, you're getting some food, but you're not getting everything. And this is sort of the Varti saying. It's like, because ultimately you could say these, you could ask yourself, okay, so it's not united with them. What's the difference if you're united with them? So I think a way of understanding it is like we also use that mashal of the parent and the child, at the father, to remind people that they forgot that the father got remarried, he had a teenage son, and he was living in an expensive area. He had plenty of money in Florida, South Florida, and his new wife, she said, for whatever reason, she's like, your son needs to go. I can't live with him. It's not working out. So the guy, and how do you know the story? Because he's told it. He asked the shliach shared the story, and basically said, the guy with the shliach, he's like, I don't know what to do. So he goes, I told my son, like, I really wanted this new marriage to work. So I told my son, listen, I'll buy you a bachelor pad. You'll have your own home, or whatever, like condo. You can have parties. I'll give you the credit card. You can spend whatever you want. You live the life. You get whatever you want. And this is like a lot, especially for a kid. Tell a kid, hey, I'll give you money. You can do whatever you want. You can buy whatever you want. You just need to go to school. You're free. You have your own place. I'll take care of you. You'll have someone cook for you, whatever you need. And this is sort of like this makif. You can get all these things. But what did the kid tell the father? That's why the father was stuck. The kid said to the father, he goes, I don't want all those things. I want you. Like, which is a very mature kid. But and also this is sort of what's saying with us. That when we receive a pnimius, not just we get all these, we can get all these things. Of course, we don't get it the same way as this kid could get outside, like in his own bachelor pad. Normal parents, even if they have money, they're not going to do that. It's not healthy to do that. But so we're not getting that level. We're getting from a pnimius level. But what we're saying is the pnimius level that we get, not just we get it, it's the relationship. And that's what the kid was wanting. The kid, so to speak, had the makif. But the kid recognized that it's not about the makif. It's about the pnimi. It's about the isachtus, the unity, the connection we have. And that's what he wanted. And this is sort of what we're saying here. And we have to realize when we do Torah mitzvahs, besides the fact we get from even higher level than the klippos HaShachar, because ultimately, but the main point we're bringing out here in today is that the klippos HaShachar don't receive from, they're not connected to it. It's like the kid living his life without connection to his parents. Ultimately, the father, just to finish with that story, the father went to the shliach. He asked him, what am I supposed to do over here? My son doesn't want to leave the house, and my new wife doesn't want him in the house. I try to bribe him out of the house, and it doesn't work, and he wants to be with me, which is a pretty tough situation to be in. You see, and which also shows you that money doesn't solve all problems. Clearly, in this situation, the guy had plenty of problems, and the money wasn't able to solve it. Aval bat b'neshama Yisroel by a yid. Harei ha'or mei b'vchinas pnimius mamish. The light shines within us b'pnimius. We have the relationship. And he unites with us, this light, the light of Hashem. Conversion is parallel, as we explained before. V'im kein, move on. So therefore, it's understood that the shorish hamshacha hu l'mayla harbin b'chinas makif. So what comes out of this is the source of the hamshacha. It's on a much higher level. Meaning, in the case of the parent relationship, when a parent cares about you, so parents are more in your case. They don't let you just fly, do whatever you want. But that comes, you could say, oh, it's like, it could be, a kid comes like, oh, I go to my friend's house, his parents let him do whatever he wants. I remember when I grew up, I had a friend that he did, he was able to do a lot of more things than I was able to. And it was very interesting. It was a very interesting experience. So I could have said to myself, oh, he lives a better life than me. He gets to do whatever he wants. But what we're showing here is that's not coming, and whatever. And unfortunately, that situation wasn't very healthy in that person's place, and very unfortunate. But the point is, so on one hand, I could say, oh, I wish I should live his life, and he could have all these things, do whatever he wants, and it was very free. But on the other hand, what we're recognizing, you come home, your parents are like on your case, but then you recognize you have a real relationship with your parents, and your parents really care about you, and they're doing that because they care about you. So it can't, but that comes from a deeper place. Meaning, on one hand, it looks the makif looks good, and the pneumius looks lower, but the pneumius is coming from a deeper place. Because Hashem cares, so that's why he has to come this way. I hope that makes sense. But it's a very beautiful idea. But it's it's beautiful, and yeah. We'll just finish off the paragraph and we'll go to the kitzur. Yeah, this is what it means. Hashem wouldn't want to forgive them. Specifically, not a worshiper, that are coming from the level of the acharayim, the externality. Not the externality. It was there, not in the real relationship. So they can receive from the high part. Yeah, it's like the guy in the banquets. They can receive. They can, have plenty of food. What's the big deal? They don't even need to show ID. When you go to the Kuntres, you have to show your ID. You have to prove. Especially if someone's coming as a guest, has to bring ID to prove themselves. Kind of walk around. Everyone else has badges, but the guy in the kitchen doesn't want a badge. He doesn't have a badge. He gets his food. Misham. And that's where that's where the akum gets from. Aval Yisroel about to a yid. We don't get from this acharayim. You can't buy me, so to speak. In that case of the kid, you can't buy me out with money. Acharayim is devoid of the relationship. Hashem can't do it that way. He cares about us too much. Davka lekabel lekabalas ha'erachayus. Whereas b'opnimi, you have to be a clay, you have to be a vessel for it. Meaning, like I used that example of growing up with my friend, that because it's twofold. Because my parents care about me, so to receive the light and to have that connection, it's internal. I have to show up, and my parents have to show up. With my friend's house, no one showed up, and it didn't matter. It's irrelevant. Parents do their own thing, you do your own thing, and you live this house. You can do whatever you want in your house, and you have this like freedom. And it was. I remember like just in simple examples. I remember they were in the house. They were riding bikes in the house, which I was like, whoa. And I remember when I came there, I don't remember seeing his parents at all. I don't know where they were. And it was like this weird like thing, just like very free. Like everyone was free, like no one was in charge. So that's sort of our makif for the akum. But there's no real connection. In my house, I couldn't ride my bike everywhere in the house. And also I sensed my parents, like even when my parents weren't at home, there was a sense that they were there, and I felt like they were there. And this is the opnimi. So therefore, my parents care, and then you can't just do whatever you want. You can't ride around your bike. His life is so much better. You can ride your bike. But that's not better. That just shows there's no connection. And what kids are wanting is connection. And all we want as Yidden, what we're showing here, that we want real connection with the Eibishter. That's what we want. That's what we're looking for. And so therefore this is the mistake that the Yetzer Hara does, in the case of the akum of Sitra Achra, and Sitra Achra within us, tell us, nah, go to your friend's house, so much fun. Do an Aveira, you'll get from Makiv. It's like, but like the example of that kid, he recognized, I don't want that Makiv. It's not going to help me. I need true connection. And this is what we're saying. And this is what we're realizing. We have a true ability to have a real, true connection with Hashem. And we shouldn't fool ourselves and say, you know what, I'll do what my heart desires. I want to do this. It's against Hashem. Whatever, it'll be good, it'll be fun. because that's not how the relationship works. And when we really want that, and this is how we have to remind ourselves. Kitzur, Panemius Ein Sof, the inner part of the inner Hashem's infinite light, Ha'ikar Hein Mekayimei Torah Mitzvahs. The main where it goes, that Panemius goes to people who do Torah Mitzvahs. Clip was Sitra Achra, whereas the clip on the Sitra Achra and the forces of negativity, they receive from the chitzenius. Moved on him, and the light is separated from them. It's not even connected to them. And this is one of the biggest challenges we have today: separation. People aren't connected, and that's why I love Shabbos so much. When Shabbos, we're connected. You don't have phones. When you're there, you're fully there. That's not the only reason why I like Shabbos, but that's something that really is brought out in Shabbos more, and it's brought out very strongly on Shabbos, because the rest of the week we're always on our phones. That's what he's saying, and this is the idea. This is chitzonius, that you're never connected. You can't hang with your friend. You're on the phone half the time, and you're never really there. Whereas for a yid, we get from the pnimis amakif, from the inner makif, haba beishtalshus, which is able and must come down in the seder ishtalshus. And because of that, the light is able to be united with us. But the source of it is coming from Hashem's essence, which is above makif. So you have like Hashem's essence, you have makif, and you have seder ishtalshus. That before we said the seder ishtalshus is on a lower level than makif. And you listen to clips of Yitzchak, you can get from this level of makif. What we introduced in this parak is that it's true that it's lower between those two, but the source of Ishtalshlus is coming from a higher level, from this atzvustika level, which is even above, and it comes down through the Seder Ishtalshlus to be added and unite with us. Mr. Hashem, by all of us, we should be united with Hashem. We should feel that connection. We should have Ach Tov Chesed, only good. Have an amazing day.